What if I told you that sitting in a sauna regularly could literally transform your heart in ways that would shock your cardiologist? After reviewing over 50 peer-reviewed studies and tracking hundreds of our customers' health transformations, what I discovered about the heart will blow your mind. In fact, one specific change happens to your cardiovascular system that most people think requires years of intense cardio to achieve. But before I reveal that shocking transformation, you need to understand what's actually happening inside your body the moment you step into that sauna. Here's what's crazy, and this is backed by research from the Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic. Your heart doesn't just adapt to sauna use, it literally becomes a different organ. I'm talking about measurable, documented changes that happen at the cellular level. And while some changes happen within minutes, others develop over time with consistent use, creating a cardiovascular system that's fundamentally different. Now, I've been in the sauna industry for a while now, and I've seen thousands of people transform their health. But when I started digging into the actual science, the real research coming out of Finland, Japan, and leading American medical institutions, I discovered 3 specific stages your heart goes through when you start using saunas regularly. Each stage is more incredible than the last. But first, let me ask you something. What do you think happens to your heart rate the moment you sit down in a 180-degree sauna? Most people think it stays relatively normal, maybe increases slightly. They're wrong, dead wrong. Within the first few minutes of your sauna use, your heart rate skyrockets to between 120 and 150 beats per minute. That's the equivalent of moderate to intense cardio exercise, except you're just sitting there. Here's what's happening. The heat causes your blood vessels to dilate dramatically. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood to your skin surface for cooling. But here's the kicker. This isn't stress on your heart, it's training. Dr. Jari Lakanen from the University of Eastern Finland found that this cardiovascular response mimics exercise so closely that regular sauna users show the same heart protective benefits as people who do moderate cardio regularly. We're talking about significant reductions in sudden cardiac death risk just from this response. But that's just the beginning. Your heart is smart. It starts adapting with each session. Now here's where it gets interesting, because what happens after regular sauna use would make any cardiologist do a double take. After consistent sauna use, and I'm talking 15 to 20 minutes several times per week, your heart begins a process that typically takes extensive traditional exercise to achieve. Your cardiovascular system starts becoming more efficient. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard to achieve the same circulation. This is your body adapting to the repeated heat stress. The heat stress from sauna use triggers something called hormesis, a biological phenomenon where mild stress makes your system stronger. Your cardiovascular system begins producing adaptations that make each heartbeat more effective. UCLA researchers documented this adaptation phase and found that people who use saunas regularly showed improved cardiovascular markers with consistent use. But the real magic happens when you establish a long-term routine, because that's when your blood vessels undergo a transformation that most people don't achieve even with years of cardio. With sustained, consistent sauna use is when your cardiovascular system experiences what I call the vascular revolution. And this is the change that shocked me the most when I first learned about it. Remember how I mentioned your blood vessels dilate during sauna use? Well, after consistent exposure, something remarkable starts happening to those vessels. Something that could literally save your life. Your blood vessels begin adapting at a fundamental level. They become more flexible, more responsive, and better at regulating blood flow. You start developing what researchers call improved endothelial function, because basically your blood vessels work better. Think about it like this. If you have a problem with blood flow, most people are in trouble. But regular sauna users, their cardiovascular system has adapted to be more resilient and more efficient. The Finnish research that started this whole sauna revolution, a 21-year study following over 2,000 men, found that people who use saunas 4 to 7 times per week had a 48% lower risk of fatal heart attacks compared to once per week users. This vascular adaptation is a key reason why. So what is that shocking transformation I mentioned at the beginning? The one that rivals years of cardio training. Your blood pressure regulation fundamentally changes. Here's what the research shows. Regular sauna use doesn't just lower your blood pressure during sessions. It creates lasting improvements in your cardiovascular health. The landmark Finnish study found that men who use saunas 4 to 7 times per week had nearly 50% lower risk of developing high blood pressure compared to once weekly users. Harvard Medical School documented this phenomenon with Dr. Thomas Lee, stating cardiovascular effects of saunas have been well documented. It lowers blood pressure, and there's every reason to believe that its effects are good for blood vessels. But the blood pressure benefits are just the beginning. Regular sauna use transforms your entire cardiovascular profile. your heart becomes more efficient at pumping blood, your blood vessels become more flexible and responsive, your cardiovascular system becomes more resilient to stress, and your risk of sudden cardiac death drops significantly. The American College of Cardiology published research showing that people who sauna regularly dramatically reduce their risk of cardiovascular events, and the benefits compound over time with consistent use. Now, let me break down exactly why consistent sauna use creates these cardiovascular transformations, because understanding this will change how you think about saunas forever. Your cardiovascular system operates on adaptation principles. When you expose your heart to heat stress repeatedly, it goes through distinct phases. In phase 1, your heart works harder to cope with the heat. Heart rate spikes to 140 to 150 beats per minute, blood vessels dilate, and your cardiovascular system responds like it's exercising. Phase 2, with regular exposure, your cardiovascular system starts adapting. Your heart becomes more efficient at handling the heat stress, and your blood vessels become better at responding to temperature changes. In phase 3, over time with consistent use, these adaptations become permanent improvements. Your cardiovascular system becomes fundamentally more efficient and resilient. The Mayo Clinic researchers found that regular sauna users show cardiovascular improvements that parallel those seen in people who exercise regularly. But here's what really gets me excited about these cardiovascular transformations. The longevity implications are staggering. The landmark Finnish study didn't just look at heart attacks, they tracked all-cause mortality for over 2 decades. People who use saunas regularly live longer, period. Men who use saunas 2 to 3 times per week had a 23% lower risk of sudden cardiac death compared to once-weekly users. But those who use saunas 4 to 7 times per week, their risk dropped by 48%. Dr. Jari, who led this research, believes regular sauna use creates a cardiovascular conditioning effect that provides lasting protection against heart disease. Let me get really nerdy for a minute, because what's happening at the cellular level is absolutely fascinating. Heat shock proteins, special molecules that protect your cells from damage, increase significantly in regular sauna users. These proteins don't just protect your heart muscle, they help repair damaged proteins throughout your cardiovascular system. Your cardiovascular system also experiences reduced inflammation markers. Chronic inflammation is like rust in your arteries, slowly damages your blood vessels, and increases your risk of heart problems. Regular sauna use dramatically reduces inflammatory markers in your blood, creating an environment where your cardiovascular system can function optimally. Here's something most people don't realize. Stress is one of the biggest threats to heart health. Chronic stress releases hormones that damage your cardiovascular system over time. Sauna use activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest mode. This helps counter the effects of chronic stress on your heart. Regular sauna users showed improved stress resilience and better heart rate variability, a key marker of cardiovascular health and longevity. Now, I'm not saying saunas replace exercise, but the cardiovascular benefits are remarkably similar to moderate exercise. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that regular sauna use provides cardiovascular benefits comparable to moderate physical activity. The heart rate increases, blood flow improves, and cardiovascular fitness markers show similar improvements. The key difference? Time efficiency. Regular sauna sessions can provide significant cardiovascular benefits in less time than traditional exercise routines. To optimize your cardiovascular benefits from sauna use, you'll want to establish a routine of 3 to 4 sessions per week at a minimum. The Finnish research demonstrates that higher frequency provides greater cardiovascular benefits, making consistency your most powerful tool for heart health transformation. Each session should last 15 to 20 minutes, a duration that provides optimal cardiovascular stimulation without placing excessive stress on your system. The ideal temperature range for dry saunas falls between 170 and 190 degrees, which aligns with the temperatures used in the research studies that documented significant cardiovascular benefits. Regular, consistent use is what triggers the cardiovascular adaptation your heart needs most. Think of it as training for your cardiovascular system, much like how consistent exercise builds strength and endurance. Proper hydration plays a crucial role in cardiovascular safety, so you'll want to drink plenty of water before, during, and after each session. If you're new to sauna use, start with shorter sessions and gradually increase the duration as your cardiovascular system adapts. This progressive approach allows your body to safely acclimate while building the foundation for long-term benefits. In the early stages of regular sauna use, you'll notice your body beginning to adapt to the heat stress. Your heart rate response becomes more controlled and predictable, and you'll likely experience a deeper sense of relaxation following each session. These initial adaptations signal that your cardiovascular system is responding positively to the thermal conditioning. As you continue with consistent use, your cardiovascular efficiency begins to improve in measurable ways. Many people report better stress tolerance through their daily activities and enhanced sleep quality. Your body becomes more adept at managing temperature regulation, and the cardiovascular workout becomes more refined and effective. The long-term benefits represent where sauna use truly shines for cardiovascular health. With sustained practice, the deeper cardiovascular benefits become apparent through improved overall health markers. Your resting heart rate may decrease, blood pressure often improves, and your cardiovascular system develops greater resilience to various stressors. With extended consistency over months and years, the research shows this is when the most significant cardiovascular protection benefits are established. The cumulative effect of regular thermal conditioning creates lasting adaptation that can substantially reduce cardiovascular disease risk and enhance overall heart health. The bottom line, regular sauna use fundamentally transforms your cardiovascular system. More efficient circulation, better blood pressure regulation, reduced inflammation, and significantly lower risk of heart disease. The research is clear. People who use saunas regularly have healthier hearts and live longer. The mechanisms are well understood, and the benefits are profound. But here's what I want you to remember. These benefits aren't magic. They're the result of consistent, intelligent use of heat therapy to stimulate your body's natural adaptation mechanisms. Your heart wants to be healthy. Give it the right stimulus, consistent heat exposure through regular sauna use, and watch it transform over time. If you're ready to transform your cardiovascular health through regular sauna use, I've created a free sauna health quiz that will help you determine the perfect sauna for your specific needs and goals. The link is in the description. Plus, everyone who completes the quiz gets a $200 discount on any Peak sauna. That's my way of making sure everyone has access to the life-changing benefits of sauna therapy. We've also included infrared therapy, which I talk about its benefits in this video. Your future self and your heart will thank you. The research is clear, the benefits are real, and the time to start is now. See you in the next video.